and I was hungry also. They give us very little food to eat, and we got very little time to sleep. So eventually we got very sick. I got sick with high fever, malaria, typhoid, and a few other. So I become very sick. Even though I was sick, they still want me to go to work. I had to push myself to work every day until when I got too sick to work, they sent me to, they say I need to go to the hospital. When I got to that hospital, I was disappointed again. It's not really a hospital. It's the place where the sick people stay and wait for the time to die. And I saw people die almost every day. And and I know that I got no help here. If I stay, I might get some more disease. And my little body cannot take it anymore. So I was searching for my way out. I don't have any option. I cannot go back to the work camp. I cannot really run away. I'm too sick to run away. Plus, I will get shot right away. And I cannot really stay because if I stay, I will become sicker and sicker. So I don't have any option. So I was thinking, what can I do? Because all I want was just to survive at that time. I want.
Welcome to Learn or Be Learned. We either learn from others or others learn from us. The former is able to help us become a better, faster you. Follow me weekly as I dig up stories like a true anthropologist would on one of the 3 series called Guest Conversations, Book Applications, or my Small Talk Explorations. I'm your host, Shiva Danshaker, and let's talk. All right, welcome back, everybody. So I'm here with Sara. She has a very interesting and powerful story, and she is an author. And this book that you wrote, it's about your story, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And for the audience members, would you mind sharing your story from the beginning?
Okay, sure. I want to start from my childhood.
Okay.
I grew up in Cambodia in a small town. My parents are farmers, and we live in a very nice, close to nature, surrounded by fruit trees and rivers, and it's just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a firstborn child, as you can imagine. I feel so loved and feel secure. Yeah, yeah. So my parents believe in higher education.
Uh-huh.
So they did not teach me much about farming. They just want me to focus on do well in school and move up to learn, to get higher education. So with that in mind, when I graduate from high school, I have an opportunity to attend college.
Okay.
And college is far. Yeah, college is um, in the capital city of Cambodia, which is about 300, 350 miles away from my hometown. So I left my family, left my home, everything, and went to the capital city. While I was away from home, a very bad thing happened to Cambodia. You probably know this is recorded in the history. The Communist Khmer Rouge came into our country. They took over.
Mm-hmm.
they came in in the military style. When they moved in, there was a truck, a tank, all the heavy equipment, military equipment, and then the soldiers march in. And we thought that there's no more fighting because the current soldiers and the new soldiers, the new soldier coming in. So the current soldier kind of giving up. So we thought that everything would be peaceful. But on the contrary, the next day, the new military, they went door to door and point the gun at everybody that's demand us to get out from our own home. So everybody had to leave everything that we ever owned and walk away from everything. And they didn't tell us where to go. They just get out, 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 out. And we walk on the very crowded street and try to get out from the city. So we end up in a remote village far away from the city. And temporarily we stay with somebody and then they push us to work in the field right away. As soon as we got settled, we went to work. I was pretty nervous at the beginning. And then later on, they make an announcement that if anyone want to move to Battambang, Battambang is the city where my hometown was. When I heard the word, I was so happy. I said, me, I want to go. So, yes, I signed up. So they took us, supposed to be to my hometown, but I was so disappointed. I didn't get there. I arrived, well, they dropped us in the middle of nowhere that I have no clue where that is, where that was. So to my disappointment, um, I was just don't know what to do and just waiting for maybe there's a next opportunity. Yeah, the next opportunity came. They also want to um, they asked if anyone want to sign up to become a um, a special force, a special team, and anything it attract my attention because I want to keep moving. I want to maybe there's an opportunity for me to get closer to my home. So I signed up again, and this time I got stuck, stuck in the camp. They put 1,000 people in this camp, and all everybody was single, man and woman, and they work us very hard. They put us to work in the rice field in the intense hot sun and all day long. Imagine you are in the heat all day long, 15, 16 hours a day. I was exhausted and I was hungry also. They give us very little food to eat and we got very little time to sleep. So eventually we got very sick. I got sick with high fever, malaria, typhoid, and a few other. So I become very sick. Even though I was sick, they still want me to go to work. I have to push myself to work every day until when I got too sick to work, they sent me to, they say I need to go to the hospital. When I got to that hospital, I was disappointed again. It's not really a hospital. It's the place where the sick people stay and wait for the time to die. And I saw people die almost every day. And I know that I got no help here. If I stay, I might get some more disease. And my little body cannot take it anymore. So I was searching for my way out. I don't have any option. I cannot go back to the work camp. I cannot really run away. I'm too sick to run away. Plus, I will get shot right away. And I cannot really stay because if I stay, I will become sicker and sicker. So I don't have any option. So I was thinking, what can I do? Because all I want was just to survive at that time. I want to live long enough so that if everything get better, I will have a chance to go and find my family. That's all I want. So as I search for my way out, I remember when I was young, my mom read me many stories, but one of the story I remember. In that story, it showed to me that there is God out there. He knows what's going on, and in this story, He sent His angel to rescue the children and the woman that was abused. So now that I am searching, looking for survival, I remember that story. I believe there was God that long time ago since I was young. So now that I need my way out, I start to pray to that God. I think He's the only way. So I wait till nighttime and I pray, ask for help. And night after night, it's not just one time. I keep praying. And then one morning when I woke up, early, very early, before everybody else, I feel like I have a little bit energy. So I start to walk out from there. I walk out. I went back to the work camp. And then one young team leader, she was so kind to me. She saw me and she feels so sympathy for me. And she said, okay, you stay with me and I will try to find you something for you to do. So she realized I'm too sick. So she kept trying. So she found me a job working in the kitchen. This is a kitchen like a cafeteria. They make the food for all the workers. So I went to work in the kitchen just to help out a little bit. And I feel like I'm going to do better. I'm going to get better because I have access to more food. I work less hours. I got more time to sleep. I get rest. So yeah, gradually I felt better. So for a few months, I stayed there and I look better, feel better. Shortly after I looked like that, they found me capable. So they pulled me out from the kitchen and throw me back in the rice field again. So I endured 4 long years in a harsh work camp. I did not give up because I hope that this situation will change. I hope that one day I might have an opportunity to go home. So that's why I keep enduring. And then at the end of 4 years, they moved the camp closer to the jungle. They keep moving us. So I realized that this is not a good direction for me. It's not where I want to go. So at that time, I had a courage. to gather 3 good friends, and I asked them, "Would you run away with me?" I asked them, and all 3 of them say yes, and I was just so excited beyond my fear. The fear is there because this is a very dangerous escape.
Mm-hmm.
If they, if we ever get caught, we have no chance, no chance. But but I have good news. uh, escape plan worked. That that's why I'm here.
Spoiler.
So yeah, I got out from captivity, got out from the jungle, and I was able to find my family. It's a long
Mm-hmm.
journey, but I did it.
How old were you around this time when this was all
I was
happening?
in early 20,
Uh-huh.
early 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
you were just starting your adult life into the world, and the world showed you how dark and powerful it can be. What what was going through your head on the day-to-day basis, in terms of, faith and courage and strength? Like, where did you find all that within yourself?
Well, I am an optimistic person by nature. I'm a happy person. So but I was not happy at that time. However, for some reason, I just have a like an instinct that think that thing can change, thing might change. So I keep moving forward with the responsibility, the duty that they push on me. I keep doing it day after day. I am hoping that one day I will be free from this. And with my love in my heart, my love for my family that keep me going.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There's this autobiography called Open Heart, and the story parallels what your story was like, and many similar circumstances of internment camps or camps and things. You hear people's experiences, you hear their strength, and they talk about how they tried to find some sort of sense of control when everything felt like it wasn't in their control. Did you feel that way, and how did that impact you, if you did?
Yes. I well, in terms of work requirement, I don't have any control. But
Hmm.
in terms of
Hmm.
thinking, I am free to think. I'm free to imagine. I'm I'm free to build a relationship with the fellow camp worker. So I built a good team of trusted friends, and we share some challenge, and we support each other. When I got too sick, some of my friends will help me to take me to the bathroom, to take me there and to let me hold their hand while I'm dragging myself to go to work. So I built support. I built a friendship among the people that suffer the same routine. So yeah, I found my strength with other people. So I don't just keep it to myself and not reaching out. So I reaching out to other people and keep thinking about my loving family,
Hmm.
thinking thinking that they need me. I and keep thinking that I can be helpful. I can be helpful to my family. So for that reason, I don't want to give up. I'm keep fighting all the way until I cannot do it anymore because my life is worth is very valuable to my family. So that's how I was thinking.
Hmm. They say God only gives you the adversities God thinks you can handle, right? So for you, those adversities, thankfully you came across the other side. And what can you say to people that you've gone through a very transformational journey, something that I'm sure stuck with you for the rest of your life, and certain habits and behaviors that you have? Like you said, you're an optimistic person. So I'm sure that experience solidified your optimism, right? It's made you even more optimistic because you realized even in the darkest moments, I was able to get through it with my own thoughts, with my own positivity. So you have something very powerful in your toolbox. But what would you say for people that may not have experienced something um, so difficult, or someone whose adversity, to them seems like a big deal, but in the grand scheme of life is not?
Yeah, for the people that are struggling through the adversity, adversity is adversity. It's the problem that is overwhelming. You feel like it's too much to handle right now. So I would say that keep believing, have faith, believing that bad time never lasts. I keep thinking that bad time is just like a hurricane. Hurricane, it come and it go. I live in Florida. We have a lot of hurricane coming through. So, so I experienced living through the hurricane a few times. And just like I said, the hurricane, it make us feel very fearful, very scary. But as you can see, I'm still here. I did not get swept away by the hurricane. The hurricane come through our life in so many ways. But if you are strong enough, you believe that it will pass. You believe that you are stronger than hurricane. You believe that God can protect you. You
Yeah.
believe that the better thing will come.
Hmm. So, once you were out of it, what did you do afterwards? Did you go see your family? Did you go back to work?
I went back to look for my family, and I found them. And
And what did they
at that
say?
point, oh,
Oh my
they was
gosh.
ecstatic. They
Uh-huh.
was just unbelievable. They unbelievable. Uh, my dad was went around everywhere asking people, "Have you seen my daughter? Have you seen my daughter?" The whole country had been liberated for 4 months before I came. So 4 months I was behind everybody, and my family thought that I didn't make it. They gave away all my clothes and everything.
Really? That's so sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But but here I am. I show up. I show up. Look like a skeleton. My mom did not recognize me. My mom did not recognize me. I look like a 95 years old woman.
Wow.
My mom said, I didn't recognize you. This is a few years later. She told me. She said, when you came the first time, I didn't recognize you. All I recognize is your forehead. Can you believe that? Because I was
Yeah,
out of
thin.
shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, skinny,
Yeah.
very skinny. So there was no work. The whole country was pretty much destroyed. Destroyed. When they came in 1975, they shut down everything. So everything was just completely destroyed. So there's no work for us. We have to create our own work. We have to make a living doing running our own business somehow,
Hmm.
some way. So after I recover from so many illness, it took me several months to recover. But after I recover, we start a small business. I went door to door selling something to make a living.
How long did it take for you to recover, right? Like feel healthy again, eat well?
Um, 1 year,
1 year.
more than a year. Yeah.
Mm.
One good thing going for me is that I have good appetite, and and
And your mom probably made good food.
she make good food,
Uh-huh.
and she had a garden. My dad planted a garden,
Mm-hmm.
and the food from the garden and everything.
Right,
So
fresh.
they pamper me. Yeah. So I eat organic food. There's no GMO, no
Yeah, yeah.
no bad stuff. But I make a decision. I said I will never be that skinny again. I rather be fat than be skinny. So so I ate until I become fat.
Uh, wow. So, was there anything from those moments that still give you some sort of flashbacks or things that you're like that someone who may not know your story may think, "Oh, why doesn't she like that? Why, something like that?" Is there anything that you hold in that kind of way?
Well, I have good news. I don't. I don't because it had been almost 50 years, and I tried very hard to bury it, and to forget and to forgive.
Mm,
I forgive long time ago. I need to make peace for myself because if I hold on to the bitterness and anger, I will not find peace. So when I got out from captivity, when I found my family, that was the happiest moment. I realized that I made it through. I made it. Uh, a lot of people lost their life, and I'm grateful that I survived. And the dream that I dream about reuniting with my family, I reached. I found my family. So why should I carry the darkness, the bitterness with me? So I let go. I let go. I didn't know too much about forgiving at that time, but I'm just so happy, too happy to be bitter,
right.
too happy to be bitter. Just so that's my situation. I don't know about other people how much they can forgive, how much happiness they found, how much gratitude they find. I cannot speak for them, but for myself, I'm so grateful that I reached my goal. I don't need to. I don't need to rethink about all the bad stuff anymore.
Hmm. I think a lot of people carry baggage with things that have happened in their lives. And as they get older and older, if you keep carrying more and more baggage, at a certain point, that weight's going to crush you, right? You're not going to be the happy, youthful, child filled person you once were. So I think, forgiving and forgetting is a very powerful advice that you just shared. I think that's very true. I can't say I've experienced what you have, but in my adversities, forgiveness and forgetting is definitely what's kept me from carrying that weight, you know. And
Yeah,
you talked about gratitude and I think gratitude is so important because the way gratitude works is it changes your state of mind. You can't be in a negative state of mind and be grateful, right? So
Right.
so I'm sure you were probably practicing gratitude in those moments, in the camp, in the adversity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I found some way to be grateful, not overwhelming grateful, but
Right, something.
but yes, something to be grateful for. Like, you know, I'm grateful that they did not beat me up. They
Yeah,
did
that's
not
good.
beat me up
Mhm.
and asking and drilling for any information. So I'm so grateful
Mhm.
that although that I struggle with the disease and starvation, but they didn't beat me up. So
Right.
uh, yeah, and another gratitude that I kept thinking is that at least I have a beautiful family to dream about, to think about reuniting in the near future. So
Right.
that's a gratitude. Uh,
Right. Is that the hope that kept you going through the whole thing, was seeing family again?
yes,
Mm.
yes,
And
yeah.
did you ever get married once you returned? And
Now, not back then, but several years later,
uh,
after I recover from my sickness and everything, I need to escape out of the Cambodia.
right.
There was then I found my way to United States, and I went to school, work, rebuild my new life, and then finally I got married.
Do you have kids?
Yes, yes. I have two stepchildren.
And have
Yeah,
you told
yeah,
them about your life story, or have they read your book?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. They read my book and they are so proud of me. my grand my grandchildren are so proud of me.
I'm sure you've gone through some incredible feats. Your story is very um unique. It's very powerful, right? It's not something everyone can say they will experience, have experienced, but for those who have, I've seen the parallel where these type of people come out very strong once it's over, right? And I'm sure when you carry that through your whole life, little things don't mean anything anymore, right? Someone cuts in
Yes,
front of you and yells at you, you're like, that's nothing. Yeah.
you get it.
Yeah.
You get the point. Yes. Mhm.
Right. Right. So that's why I say, God gives you what God thinks you can handle, and for you it was a very challenging journey.
Yeah, I'm grateful for that.
Hmm. I guess lastly, I want to ask, what is something that you learned in this journey that you really want others to take away and carry with them in their journeys?
What I learned from my journey is this. Well, there are so many lessons that I learned, but for audience today, I would say that we need to have a purpose for our life, the purpose that is bigger than ourselves. In my case, at that time, my family was my purpose. And once we have that purpose, we know where are we going, the direction that we are going. So we don't get distracted, we don't get derailed on our journey. And we have persevere. We have to persevere. We have to keep doing it because a worthwhile purpose is worth pursuing it, worth persevering it, and the purpose need to have love in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, love is very powerful force to help us to propel us forward. Instead of the purpose that build with anger. Some people they the goal is to get away from something. I don't think that's a good purpose. Good purpose is something to go toward, to 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 attract you to move forward. That's good good purpose that filled with love and kindness and compassion. Persevering is also very powerful.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying someone should find a purpose in their life and, use love, optimism, kindness to move towards something positive, some sort of purpose, goal, higher achievements type thing.
Yeah, that's my belief.
Mm. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for sharing your journey and your story. This was absolutely amazing. I'm really grateful that you're here and you got to share this. I've never firsthand heard a story like this before or spoken to someone who's experienced it. I've read some books and documentaries, things like that, but it's not the same compared to when you hear it from the person yourself. So I'm really grateful that you were here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share my message. I hope that people can find the inspiration and have hope. So if you are struggle with your own adversity, don't struggle alone. Reach out, get some help. I In my business I offer my book,
Hmm.
my speaking engagement, and also I'm doing coaching. So if anybody feel like taking advantage of my service, just reach out.
Yeah, I will. I'll have your links in the podcast episode description, so they can just click on it if they're, curious and want to see more.
Yes, awesome. Thank you.